Do, do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so my cyst starts right here where my right ovary is, and it goes all the way over here, and it has pushed my left ovary back to here, and then it's right here, and it goes all the way down here. So all of this is my cyst baby. Do do. We're having a baby. Hi guys. Come with me as I embark on my cyst journey with you guys. So I am having a cyst baby. Yes, yes. When I walk around, when I walk outside, people tell me congratulations, 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 because I look 10 months pregnant. And guess what? Most of the time I just smile because guess what I am? I'm having a baby. I'm having a cyst baby. So my journey started in 2021. Now, I have a dermoid cyst. So you can look these cysts up, right? And it's very important that you be mindful of the information that you're looking at. I was always mindful of the things that I learned and from the health channels and so on and so forth, because there are different types of cysts. A dermoid cyst you cannot get rid of a dermoid cyst. I don't care with what kind of tea, I don't care with what type of anything. A dermoid cyst is different, right? It's a germ cell cyst. Now, based on everything that I've researched, right? Some people say you've had it from when you were born, and it's there and it just grows so slow, right? This is something that we had on us when we were born, when it's a dermoid. Others say that it can come from, the fact of after you had like a miscarriage or your egg, mutated and so on and so forth. So I'm going to chop it up just like everything else that they don't truly know how dermoid cysts are created and where they created from. And more than likely, people have different reasons on how they get a dermoid cyst. A dermoid cyst is a cyst that can have fluid, it can have fat, it can have hair, it can have teeth, it can have bone fragments. This cyst can have some of everything in it. Basically, at this rate of what they have counted, only up to 2% of these cysts turn cancerous, right? But they have the potential to turn cancerous. Now, some cysts that they remove that are non-cancerous can have I think less than 10% of cancer cells in it, and you're perfectly fine. You're still considered, to be okay. So, I've never had any problems with this cyst. I've never went through anything when it came to this cyst until 2021. So January 2021, I had a medical miscarriage at home because it was COVID. They did not want me to go into the hospital. They were trying to reduce people from going into the hospital. And my medical team was Kaiser Permanente. And so they were like, we're going to give you the medicine to go home to take the pills, and you'll have a miscarriage at home and you'll be good. The reason I had a medical miscarriage because it was a blighting ovum, which means that the sac form, you got pregnant, the sac form, your body recognizes the pregnancy, but the baby did not, the fetus didn't form, right? So my body was going on as if it was pregnant, but the fetus did not form within my body. So guess what? They had to, terminate the pregnancy. So after I did this in January, maybe a month and a half after that, I was having excruciating pain in my stomach, like level 20. Oh my God, I feel like I'm finna go to the upper room, okay? So I go to the hospital, and at this point, they have to give me pain medicine via IV. They always test my blood to make sure that there's no infection in my blood. And then they give me the pain medicine, and then they send me home, right? So at this point, I switched my GYN at Kaiser because they sent me to the one that specializes in removing cysts and testing you for cancer, etc., etc. So they tested me for cancer. They did the cancer marker test. They came back normal. They tested my blood work, and this doctor, she was actually pretty cool, right, at the beginning. So she was telling me everything that we were doing. We were going back and forth. But for me, in my head, I'm like, she's like, hey, we have to remove your entire left ovary and your tube. So I'm like, you know, I'm not really comfortable with y'all removing my ovary, you know, and I'm not comfortable with you removing my tube, me knowing that they go in, they use it for research, they duplicate, they sell your stuff, you know, they tell you that they can't do anything for you, but then they go and they do whatever they want to do with whoever else with your body parts. So I wasn't comfortable with that. I expressed that to her, that I was not comfortable at all with that happening. But I still continued to get the tests. At this point, they were monitoring me every 3 months. I was getting an ultrasound, and like every 6 months, I was getting an MRI, just to make sure that cancer wasn't like popping up on this dermoid cyst. But they had already labeled it a dermoid cyst, right? But it was growing, like it was actively growing, but it was growing very, very slow, you know, but it was like on a constant growth ever since I took that medicine for the medical miscarriage. Now, for me, I know that there are certain medicines that they give certain races of people, and certain medicines, whether it comes from blood pressure, so on and so forth, they are more detrimental to certain colors of people. Let's just say that. Whatever medicine this was that they gave me to have the medical miscarriage just flipped my body upside down, okay? And so we get in, and we were planning the surgery, and she was like, oh, I forgot to do one more test on you. And I think that was like my cop out, because I was already nervous about it. So when she forgot to do the one more test, I went in and did the test, and then it was time for them to schedule an appointment for the surgery, and then they didn't have anytime soon. So I was just like, okay, yeah, no, I don't want to do it. And it's just me. That's me trying to control the narrative. I was praying about it, but I'm like, God, I don't really want to have this surgery. I don't want to lose, you know, my ovary. And they told me that I can keep it as long as I don't have any pain, right? Now, at this time, I had went through, like, you know, I was trying all different types of stuff that I was seeing. Dim, this, that, and the other, like, you name it, chlorophyll, you know, you name it. I tried everything. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm trying to like make sure that I don't have any issues, but also in my mind trying to shrink the cyst. So everybody had every option: drink this, drink that, drink fertility tea, da 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 da. The cyst wasn't shrinking. So I then like would have like flare-ups, you know what I'm saying, where it almost felt like my ovary was twisting or something like that. And so I would go into the hospital and let them check to see, and they would be like, no, you're perfectly fine. It's like the growth of the cyst, because it was a continuous, very slow growth. The growth of the cyst was pushing on my bowels and things like that, and that would cause the pain. So I'm like, okay, well, this is the pain that they're speaking of. Well, was it? I don't know, right? So then I said, I have to come up with a game plan. And this game plan had to consist of what was my next steps. Okay? So I want to tell you why I'm so against the medical field, the medical industry, and them working on my body. See you in the next video.